welcome everybody to the home of your first round exit, Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm your host, Cameron. Ashwin, it was a fun season, but it might be over. How are you feeling?
56 wins is a good time. Good
Yeah.
season, historical season. I feel like I'm just waking up. These damn afternoon games.
Well, it's different for us. It's tricky because we are on the West Coast. So for you guys, it was 2:30. For us, it's 12:30. Crazy.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I've been confused these last few games in last few days in terms of who our eventual matchup was going to be. Became very clear today that it's going to be the Suns. Pels lose. Denver crushes. OKC absolutely stomps. And we come into today desperate, overzealous, 11 turnovers in the first quarter, 22 points to speak for our desperation. I came in today pretty excited. I'm leaving today with a fuck ton of questions.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'll try to get some good. You were already trying to spread some positivity with the 56 wins thing. I will say, it's good to know who you're going to play for a week. I mean, you can be viewed both ways though, because the team can also plan for you. We were talking about this a little in the Discord. The Suns had to show all their cards today because today was a very important day for them. Obviously it was important for us, but it was really just trying to avoid playing Phoenix in the playoffs. For Phoenix, if they lost today, they were going to the play-in, and that would have been against. I don't know. Could have been. I don't know what the situation was going to be, but it was going to be the Lakers or somebody else, and those aren't like the as hard as it might be to believe, the Suns are not actually that good against teams that are not named the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, like when they play other teams, they don't look like this all the time. So if they would have gone to a play, and it could have been a bad situation.
You're now looking at the Pelicans, who's losing tonight, or may have just lost to the Lakers. Their play-in opponent is the Lakers. They could lose to the Lakers, and then their next play-in opponent would be the Warriors.
Yeah.
They could be seeing themselves out of the playoffs after being one of the most teams like that everyone wants to just avoid. I mean, I'm having problems with words today, but man, that's what will do to me when you have efforts like this. You just let me lose consciousness. I'm so irritated by tonight. I will say that, in a nutshell, Phoenix has less variables than Pelicans. Pelicans have a bench that's worth talking about and planning for.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix is pretty much 5 or 6 deep. I don't know if I'm really scared about the Eubanks and the Bowls, the others that come out. They're gonna be playing spot minutes.
It's 100% where we're gonna have to take advantage, which is the thing that's been a problem for us over the last couple weeks. Is that when the big players are, or not the big players, but the marquee players are out, we aren't able to take enough advantage. We were just talking about this in the Denver game, the non-Jokic minutes. It's we weren't able to take advantage of those, and now. Tonight we had some runs. I think Chris Hine tweeted it, and it's this perfect storm of we get back to 10 or 11 points, and then every time we do, the Suns make a 3 or the Suns make a bucket or 2, and it's just debilitating mentally for the players. So yeah, I don't know.
We brought the lead down to 8, I think, and Cat pumps his chest, he hits a 3 in the corner, and then they just respond with 4 threes. So what lead? What deficit? We can't. We couldn't really stop them. I feel like we're gonna have to look at each other, point fingers, and really just how serious do we want this? Finch's job is on the line. Cat's tenure with the Timberwolves potentially is on the line. Ant is going to the fingers are going to be pointed and wagged at him now. The moment something goes down, it's going to be how do we respond? How do we take on this? I don't know. Jim Pete and Grady said in the broadcast, we have never been more punished in the league than against the Pelicans and also against the Suns. The Suns completely kicked our butts a few days ago, and while the box score looks like different, it was just so evident. We don't have the firepower that they do, and they get the benefit of the whistle. And our bigs, like, they're kind of like a non-factor when we don't play big, when we don't get the offensive rebound, when we are chucking and shooting ourselves in the foot with turnovers, and we're just slower than them. And there's so many things that, like, well, this is how we built our team. This is how they built their team, and it took
Mhm.
them forever to figure themselves out. You know, um, all season long we found our identity through defense, and I can probably trust a lot in that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on a rant or a diatribe or anything here, but like, what do we have? 19, 20 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah. Which is just, I mean, like some teams don't even hit that in an entire game. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's
And
just so
everything's
bad.
going to be amplified. But
Mhm.
to look at it like completely in the limelight, like in a positive light, we were only down 13. Like we had 20
I know.
turnovers, really only down 13. Like we
Yep.
we mucked it up a little bit in the second. Gobert and Slomo were, I think, like much better as in their roles in that second quarter than at least in the first. And we
Mhm.
started to slow it down a little bit. I think in the half court in the postseason, that could spin in our favor. We're gonna have home court, right? We're gonna have the first game back at TC.
Mhm.
And we have a full week to plan for it.
We do.
We have
It,
comments that we're gonna get to, and the final thing I want to say is Ant and Cat. Like, they were
what they have 15 shots or something.
absolute bottoms tonight. They
Yeah.
can't and they won't, I hope, be in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just, because we've gotten pretty sour on Towns over the years because we've just seen the same things over and over again with Towns, even tonight. I mean, I'm not going to get too on Towns. This is his second game back from injury, which is also another reason why I'm just pissed that this is the situation we're in. But like, Ant is starting to show some signs of things like this too, and it's like, man, this just like can't happen. But anyways, we'll get to specifics. And yes, Charlie Barley, I saw you in here early. Thank you. Feeling very Minnesota sports fan today. And we only have to feel like this for 3 more weeks.
Yeah. Hey, what's up with our first quarters, man? Why did we come out with so, like, we were super energized, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
I would
like
I would love to put it on, and I hate this excuse, but I hope that it's just that we are not taking the regular season game seriously, which is a stupid, stupid reason. But I hope that that is the reason, and that in the playoffs they're like, you know what, we're actually going to engage a little bit faster. Um, that's my hope, but that's maybe cope, not hope. Like
oh,
that, like this is I don't know. They are just not game ready when they hit the floor. How many times this season has Ant not been ready for the tip off? Like he doesn't have his jersey on, or he's in the back in the during halftime and he misses tip or like whatever. Eh, Weird stuff like that happens, and that's a coaching thing, but also a player mentality thing. Just like uh, it's concerning. I guess I'm just like, oh, I guess I hope that Ant starts making threes in the playoffs. I hope that he starts playing defense early in games. I hope that Cat isn't trying to do behind the back passes in the first 3 minutes of the game. All these things with our two star players. It's just, man.
something that we got kind of accustomed to not really seeing in these last 15, 16 games have been like the drive and turnover, because we kind of started to like cold bad behavior in terms of driving in and running into players, getting those offensive fouls. We didn't really see a whole lot of that. Like the only kind were like Naz a couple times, I think, in like 20 games, right?
Yeah.
Um, we saw that twice with Cat tonight, man. And what has been that uh imprint in every game, every meaningful game, it's just him doing this, him getting the calls against him flailing around, doing the straight voltage, but also just trying to really be extra in every sense of the word, and
Mhm.
gets us in trouble. And we look at the turnover numbers, we look at like just a breakdown of the stats. the ball's going to be in Cat and Ant's hand, and this is not anything new. And so Phoenix knows this. And what are they? They're not the best playmakers. They're not the best passers. They want to be. They're improving, or at least Ant is. But like Phoenix knows this, and we coughed it up as many times as we did in the first quarter, 11 times. And if you look at the box score numbers, like 80% of that is Cat and Ant.
Yep, exactly.
On the other end,
just
Noah says, "Go ahead." Sorry.
No, it's just we need to simplify. Like it's either too simplified or not simplified enough. Like we need it to be easy for our players to play offense. And right now, obviously, you watch the second half of the season, and it's like we can't. We have to rely on our defense. And if we go up against a team like Noah's saying, where Jaden and Ant can't guard KD and Booker, well, then like sure, Rudy can stop Nurkic and Eubanks, but what does that do for us? Because like that doesn't help us. But this is just the perfect wrong situation. But anyways, Noah's comment.
On paper and in vacuum, they have to guard us too, right? Like they're not as big as us. But in practice, in reality, just turn on and whose uniform they're wearing. And well, it's not black and white. It's not striped. It's Minnesota blue and green. And I don't know, man. Noah says Jaden and Ant cannot guard KD. Oh, yeah, you already said it. Yeah. So moving on. Johnny 2X, welcome, my friend. Depressing game. It just added all the fuel to the Cat haters. There's some amongst us. Cat like non-believers, we'll say. And mistrust. Like, can he like pursue just simple basketball? It just cannot happen. I also just think that like he wants to make such a name for himself coming back, ain't about that complimentary piece. He needs to be the shining star, right? I think that is pretty evident. But it is cool to see him in the corner a couple times. We saw that a few times today, and that's good. And I think just thinking like we're gonna get into a lot more of the comments, but like Katz's usage is going to go up, and I trust him on the perimeter a lot, like with his shot, and he needs to find it. He has a week to find it. There's no drama in terms of who our opponent is. He knows his matchups. He knows who he's going to be guarded by, so he knows how he can like work through that. And this is like make it or break it for Cat this year. I don't know. It's crazy.
Sorry, I'm jumping way ahead, Eric. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Eric, for all the support that you've given us all season. Seriously, appreciate it. And brief intermission. If you haven't hit the like button, we would really appreciate it. We're trying to go into the playoffs with a lot of momentum, whether that's on the court or in our stream. One of the two has to happen, and I think our stream's a little bit more likely to have that momentum than the other. So I would appreciate if you liked and subscribed. We're going to try to do some off-season content this season, but you know us, we're tricky. Anyways, you can go back to any comments that you had. And if you don't, I have some.
Well, I'm just super behind. So like, I'm just looking at all this and like looking at size and how our size doesn't matter against two of the best shooters in NBA history. It's just like we're looking down the line. We have low IQ superstars. Most of this is like through Noah. Johnny 2X, brings up Finch. Okay, you started out the game like just coughing up the ball. Where's that timeout? Where's that like let's switch things up? Let's like wholesale substitution. Like get into the drama of the fact that these guys suck, and so like get into their heads that they suck. They need to pick it up a notch. And man, Gobert was impressive in his role, but like Conley hit some shots, which we need him to do. There's going to be more of that. Like we need more like pigeonholed positions. So like Ant needs to do this exact thing in our games against Phoenix. And we need to cut out the variables. And I think that like the flow offense, let's not make a play call. Let's not do very many ATOs. Like let's like half court adjustments. Like what are those? trust in ourselves. We trust in the DNA that we've built this. That's what we're going to hear from every fucking post game tonight. Is like, oh, we trust in ourselves. We're going to be fine. We're going to, but like, dude, this is not the feeling I want to go into a post game, like a postseason.
After I was talking about this with, I can't remember who in the Discord. I think it was FJD. This has been an amazing season. I know that there's been downs. I know that it hasn't been perfect. Like the last couple months, Ant has not been the same Ant that we had in the first half. Cat was injured for a decent amount of the last month or two. We've had weird point guard issues. We were expecting to have more of like a pickup at the offseason. We got Monte Morris, who's turned out to be not like we've had ups and downs, but we've had 56 wins, and this is like an incredible year. And we've been first place for most of the year. I don't even know what the actual percentage is, but I feel like we've been first place for like 75% plus of the season. And of course, regular season doesn't mean much. I mean, it does count obviously for like seeding and stuff like that, but it doesn't necessarily translate to like legacies and things like that. But to have such a good season, lose on the last game of the year to a team that you just can't beat, have everyone else win that you needed to lose, and you drop to the 3 seed, go up against the one team that I think at the beginning of the year, if you said, hey, can we not play them? We'll play anybody else. Nope, we get them. And it's just pain. I mean, I'm just being transparent right now. I'm not as mad as I was honestly after the Denver game for some reason, but it just hurts. It just hurts. And I hope that this is not how we go out. Because I think that there is some hope. I know I'm being very negative in regards to like, oh, and we're gonna get swept and stuff like that. But there were moments tonight where I thought we were playing better than I expected against Phoenix, and we did bring it back to like 10 points a couple times. And if we have a couple shots go a different way, we have a couple less turnovers. Maybe it's a game. I don't know. But man, it just hurts. Just stings.
Oh yeah. And also just like looking at the Phoenix matchups throughout the year, we saw them early, and I don't think they had Beal. Might be wrong on that. I remember the game a little bit where KD was unstoppable, Jaden was just like in awe, and Cat had a decent game, but Ant was miserable in that game. And I remember okay, we've had such a high with the Boston game with just starting out so well. We ended up losing that game, so that was one of our first early losses outside of the Atlanta game. And we're like, oh, we're gonna come back, and we're gonna have this is just a setback. And we didn't see Phoenix throughout the rest of the season, so we really couldn't gauge where we stood against them until late. And then late we were without Cat, and Ant was kind of has been in a bit of a rut ever since that baptism, the 51 points. I don't know, he hasn't been anything remotely reliable. And he's also shooting himself in the foot. The Phoenix game, we were blown out, of course. And the other game when Garza and co made a 10-point game, look at the box score, that doesn't mean much, but look at the game, we were completely dominated. Tonight we were at full strength. Yeah, I don't know if it's tired legs, game 82. We saw a little bit of box score watching.
Tiny asterisk to the full strength, just because it's only Towns' second game back. But yes, we are at full strength.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's kind of more of an asterisk than anything, because we have to reestablish ourselves. We're so used to Naz, and Naz has to redefine his role again, where he was so used to and accustomed to getting his shots. Now he has to do more with less.
That's why I was so pissed last year. That's why I was so pissed this year that it was we're gonna rush him back, and it's honestly we might as well. It's not. I promise this is not me hating on Cat, but it's just hating on an injured player coming back as a major role on your team. Because then you have to change everything back. You have to learn on the fly so quickly to be elite again, because you're going to the playoffs. It's not like he's coming back for January and he has 3 months to ramp up to get into the playoffs. It's oh, you have 7 days to get ready for a hellscape of a series against the Suns. So it just sucks for him. And it sucks for the team. So, I get it. If Cat is healthy and he is the best version of himself, that is what we need for winning a series, winning deep into the playoffs. I get it. and Naz is not perfect. I get it. I'm not trying to say that Naz is better than Cat. But it's almost like at that point when you get injured that late in the season and it's something going to take you a while to get back and acquainted with the team, it's so difficult. I don't envy the decisions that the coaching staff and the owners or whoever have to make for these kind of things, but it's like it just hurts the team. It just hurts the team. So
Yeah, I actually love this comment. Solids T, welcome back to the show. I feel like we've missed you or we haven't had your presence in a while.
Yeah.
It's because
Welcome back.
when we lose, we get certain amounts of people than when we win.
Yeah, we get different crowds for different results.
I actually feel sad. He says, they say that I actually feel sad because this was such a good year, only for eventually lose on the Suns.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say though, like the let's just bend over, fold our hand, is maybe very classic Minnesota for us to do. I think 7-game series. Don't be so pessimistic. So I think we're going to pull a couple games that we might look like we're going to lose, and I think they're going to not be the same shooting. Man, I'm lying to myself. Like I don't know. I'm trying to be like, let's just try to pep up, build up some hype. But this postseason, as opposed to the last two postseasons where we came in on a win, came in on the play-in, those vibes are palpable and they do translate. And when we were the 8th seed against the Denver Nuggets, like we only had 48 hours to prepare ultimately, and that kind of maybe cost us that first game. But we really galvanized around that, like that strength and numbers and whatever. Oh, whoops, that's the Golden State crap. Here I feel strongly that even though we got blown out by Phoenix 3 times, there's going to be these moments, and I think we have home court for a reason. I think it's going to be harder for Phoenix than I think it looks, I think. But they are probably ecstatic that they got us.
They're thrilled. I think they know that this is easy for them. I can't lie. There's a percentage of me that is with your original sentiment that is like, I think after a week, after getting it handed to us all season by them, that we take this very seriously. And I hate to use this like immaturity mindset, but I do think that a loss like this at a time like this and going right up against them could push some additional like care behind this game and like them really locking in. The problem, I think, is that this is the team where even if you lock in, it might be 50-50 at best. So like that's the problem. Because if this were the Kings or I don't even know, like the Lakers or one of the other teams down in that like 6 to 10 range or something like that, you might, well, I guess 7 to 10 today, you might be able to like, if you were just having bad games, then focus in, you probably win those series. But with the Suns, even if you're like at 100% mind, 100% body, everything, they have 3 elite, super elite, something above super elite scorers that are just going to be able to, if you can stop 2, the other one's going to pop up and go off for 30. I mean, Beal went crazy tonight. If you stop Beal, it's going to be Booker. If you stop Booker, it's going to be KD. And then if you stop all 3, they have their secret weapon in Grayson Allen. So it's just like you even though we have the good defense, even though we have all that, even if you are totally locked in, this is just the worst possible matchup. But hopefully we can have some magic happen next week. But
yeah, hopefully we can have some magic. Dude, they have 4 spacers, shooters, shot creators. And we have like the best defensive rating, net rating, defense in the league. However, I think in the last few weeks that hasn't been the case. If you like put it in that chamber of just these few games, to the totality, we've been the best historically. So, which is awesome. So much of it is like we're playing our starters and to get make sure that the teams don't get 100 points and stuff like nonsense like that. Yeah. There's to a point where there's a tipping point, right? Do we go all defense and no offense? Do we focus all in, shore in all the miscues on defense, where it's inevitably going to happen anyways? We're going to have so many miscues on defense in a game where it's all about procuring offense. It's all about like the stars shine brightest on offense. The individual player will, like the guard league, the guard heavy league. Like there's no, like, defense is such a absolute part of this game. But like, I think I'll take like the KD shot creation, the Booker, like, ooh, you hit my my headband. Ooh, I'm gonna fall to the ground and get that call because it's dumpster, but it's also a star-driven league. And I'll take the Beal, and I'll even fucking take the Grayson Allen shooting over maybe anyone other than Cat on our team. So it's like their fourth best, their fourth player, right?
Yeah.
They have shooting in their DNA, and they've been building this all season long, all like as they've been building this team with KD.
Mm-hmm.
Like we switched, right? We pivoted to a defensive team this year, and it looked great, and it's been great, and it's been super fun to watch defense over like just like half-assing an offense. But I feel like this flow stuff has got to kick in somewhere, or like something's got to kick out, and it's like we got a brand new identity on offense now because we need more of something that we just haven't discovered yet.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to find that out next week. It'll be I don't know when the dates get set because the playoffs technically start on the 20th, or I think the 20th, whatever Saturday is. But I've heard confusing things between starting Saturday or Sunday for the West anyways. So we'll see what happens. Maybe that we have a set game. It'll be earlier. It'll be 20th instead. I don't know, but
Gerald said like 15 minutes ago, we're almost catching up with chat, and then we're gonna do something interesting with the tier list tonight. We're trying something. It might blow up on our face, but we're gonna try.
You guys got to be ready for the tier list. It's crazy.
You're gonna have to click a link.
It is a learning experience. Get ready to click a link in chat. We'll get to it later.
Hey, Gerald says,
shout out Gerald.
Shout out Gerald. Flo would actually work on a team that didn't constantly debut two players at the same time that defenses do not have to guard. Oh, and if our players actually had the IQ to make reads. I don't know, man.
Stop saying funny. Facts.
Yeah, stop. I gotta hide this comment. How?
Yeah, you're gonna ban Gerald now. Yeah. I had saved a couple comments before we get into anything else. Another one from Solidus. Cat is still committing offensive fouls at the worst time, killing team momentum. Yeah, I don't want to go too crazy hard on him. I mean, that is something that you can go kind of like, that has nothing to do with injury or ramping up. That's just IQ, as we were just mentioning. But I'm not trying to go too wild on Cat just because these are his two first games back. And of course, this is like a crazy game back, but he's got the, what does Grady say? The hand in the cookie jar or whatever. He's always doing that. He's just like slapping at the ball. It's just the stupidest. Dude, I know. That drives me crazy. A couple of the offensive fouls, I think were a little bit more called just because of Towns' history. This is the refs. What did Jim Pete say tonight? He said such a good line. I can't remember. He said, I don't remember. It's something about like bias and whatever. Somebody in chat will say it. I can't remember. But yeah, it's like some of them were questionable. They were both probably, but yeah, I don't know. Just the IQ, the decision making. He didn't like an early behind the back pass turnover. Like these are the things that we've joked about for like, we've made them parts of our show because we joke about how bad he is at them, and he's done it for 5 years. It's crazy. It's crazy. But and then I had one other one. I thought, let me see. Oh, B Dunny, welcome to the show. Worst possible outcome for the first round.
Yeah.
Yep. And then one more. It's going to get everybody stirred up. It already did get everybody stirred up, but I'm trying to get some impressions, guys. You got to like the stream. Truman, welcome to the show. Dwight, actually. Y'all need to quit the crybaby BS. Y'all act like we may as well not show up. Hey, I mean, and I know you're not talking to us. I think you're talking to people in chat, but you might be talking to us.
Probably a little bit of us too.
Maybe it's everybody in the collective room or whatever we call this place together. Um, yeah, I mean, just basing it off of what we've seen this year against them, it's hard not to lean more towards the crybaby element, to be honest with you, just because, I mean, tonight, first, right out the gate, 44-22. Like, that hurt. Um, but as we were kind of mentioning, probably around the time this comment was happening, I'm not necessarily saying all hope is lost. I'm just saying like 95% hope is lost. So, um, but yeah.
Hey,
Anyways,
it's just called being passionate. I'm not
oh,
crying. Shut up.
yeah, yeah, Marcos. It is, but and that's the other thing, Truman. I know I haven't seen your name here, so I don't know if you've been here, but this is the overreaction pod. We're right after the game. This is also what I affectionately call the yappy hour. So this is where we're just, we're just getting it all out there. It's almost like therapy. And then at the end, we're done crying, and then we all embrace in a nice big virtual hug. um, but yes, we might win a pity game. JJ, if we win a pity game again this year, like we did last year against Denver, I will cry real tears on stream probably in a hot tub.
I'm not laughing at you crying, but maybe a little bit. Guys, we're about to hit the tier list here. It's going to be potentially a pretty depressing motherfucking tier list tonight. I really wish we debuted this new idea on a win, but hey, it'll be fun, and maybe we can yeah, figure things out together here. I'm going to spam this link a couple times. Hey, we're going to get to a couple questions. I like that you just asked Solidus, but here it is. You see that? I'm going to do it one more time. You guys are going to have to
I'll
click that
also
link.
pin it. I pinned it to the top of chat as well. So everybody click on this link. This is going to be an interactive tier list. I am going to allow Ashwin to discuss it maybe a little bit more. But you're going to have a timer. So just know that.
Yeah, and maybe we're gonna have too long of a timer because I tried we tried a couple things last night, and I tripled the time because it was like it didn't feel like it was enough time. Hey, so
I'm gonna scared.
Yeah, you got scared. All I need to do is hit play, and then there's a countdown. There's like a 90-second countdown. I'm gonna share my screen here, I suppose. Present.
Gerald, I don't think you need to make a login. I'm here right now, and I'm not logged into anything. So if you just
I really
have
hope
browser,
you don't have to.
Yeah, if you'd have to make a login, obviously you don't have to do that. But
and we'll put this thing right away. Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
So let us know. But
kibosh or whatever.
Okay, cool. We're gonna, and if it's like not working, if it's like flooded with ads and shit, like just like refresh your browser or your phone or whatever the fuck you're looking at.
Jesus. Yeah, I'd probably use another device, but
yeah. So we got this tier list that you've all been accustomed to, and then we have this like little window here. I don't know if you see my mouse off to the right. You see Finch, and there's a countdown, 90-second countdown, which is like maybe far too long. And then there's these colors. These colors are what you're going to be using to vote. So they don't have the letters or like the grades associated with them, but just look at the gradient, and it kind of goes like the Roy G. Biv style, like rainbow gradient. And if this works, it's going to be amazing. But basically, we're just going to click. You're going to click it. You have to lock it in. You can't change your vote, which is something, maybe it's a little beta right now, a little alpha version of something. You can't change your vote. And the vote is what it is, and it's just gonna run. We can't play God. It's actually in your hands completely. And the grade is the grade. So our grades, we can't change the grade. And actually, this locks in. We can't change it once it's locked in. And by the way, it's gonna go randomly. So we might just see like Leonard Miller, and then we have to like somehow talk about Leonard Miller for 90 seconds. I think I have a way to skip this, skip a player, and we might have to in a couple instances. But okay, just to refresh, we got this link in chat. It's pinned. It's both in the Discord as well as in YouTube chat or whatever. And You'll click this link. I don't think you have to sub or log in
You don't
or
have to.
create an
Yep.
account at all. And all you do is when we have the face, currently it's Finch, which is fucking hilarious. We put in our grades, and you click on the color, and it will automatically input it into a totality, and it's like a live result. There's 16 of you guys here already. I'm kind of pumped. I'm like, I hope this fucking works.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't realize we could see how many people are here. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude,
And actually, I'm getting kind of excited. Oh, don't worry. Cat's not going to go into Glenn Taylor.
Yeah.
Right.
And the voting won't work until you press start. So if it's not working yet, that's the only reason it's not working.
I have now pressed start. The colors are vibing and right. And go ahead and click. Yes, you guys fucking got it. Hey, this also gives us a little bit of an Anthony Hollis timer to talk about a player. Cameron.
Yes,
currently
this
Finch.
is perfect. Yeah.
And we might have to stall a little bit. But what are your thoughts on Finch? Not necessarily throughout the season, but tonight specifically. Were we there?
I feel like I probably should have a little bit more. And now I was so much more focused on the players than I was anything else. But there were many runs by Phoenix in the first quarter where, I mean, we did take timeouts, but like the decisions to like have, we have people like Kyle Anderson, Rudy Gobert, and Baby Mac out there in the same lineups in crucial moments. What are we doing with the offense? That's just so painful. That can't happen. But yeah, how do I know if you voted? I think there's like a little like dotted line around it. It's very like light gray though. It's very hard to tell. But if you clicked and you've done it, we've got 14 people that have voted out of 14. So,
all right. So you just saw me vote. You saw me vote.
Anthony Hollis has been automated out.
Look at my my cursor. It's like super small on your screen, but like it's a cancel sign or whatever, meaning I can't do anything. I've already clicked on Finch, and wow, unanimous. It's Leonard Miller.
No.
We skip Leonard Miller. I think we skip him. All right.
I think we skip him. Yeah.
It's time for Luka Garza. We skip him. Sorry, my friend. He's been awesome. He didn't even play.
I put him in meh.
Oh, Monte Morris, the garbage time Monte Morris. Let's talk about Monte Morris. Maybe not for 90 seconds. What happened? Why is he not getting playing time?
I mean, Baby Mac has had some decent games. He's shot better. He hasn't had as many turnovers. Tonight wasn't as good of a thing, but it seems like unfortunate timing because Monte was shooting better over the last couple of games. He wasn't getting a ton of opportunity, but he was shooting better. But I think J-Mac just has more familiarity with the rest of the team. So, are any of you guys voting on mobile?
Ooh, good question. I'm not currently because I'm doing this thing. But maybe some of you guys who are can try. You might have to do a bit of scrolling. I don't know. Might not be the best, but hey, we got like 30 seconds left to talk about Monte Morris, and I'm going to instead talk about Riley. What's up, Riley? On Twitter, maybe like 10 minutes ago or so, said, will officiating be different in the playoffs? Or maybe we can rephrase it and saying officiating will be different in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure, but Zach McCready, Cat might be the only person in NBA history to refuse to do what he does best. Wow. Welcome to the show. Welcome. This is a comment. I love this type of discourse. Absolutely. All right. Hey, moving on to Baby Mac.
That's perfect timing.
That's so funny. I don't think it's random, but
yeah, because I think this is the same order we did yesterday. Okay, Baby Mac. I mean, we kind of just talked about him. Tonight was not his night. Let me see. Let me pull up the stats. He was 2 of 2 tonight. He had 5 points, a turnover, a foul. He almost had a block on KD, I think, at a point. Or he caused like a turnover on KD. I can't remember what it was. I kind of blinked during that play, to be honest. But
he also had an and one for Booker, I think it was. Like he tried to block the shot. And I'm going to go hardcore meh. But I don't want to influence anyone else here. 23. Yeah, that's so awesome.
That's so cool.
Oh my god, if this worked. And if you guys are vibing with this, because like we'll kill it if you don't like care for it too much.
Yeah. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it. But it's kind of a fun way to do it. And then, I was also thinking we could maybe somehow do like, I don't know, maybe we have this go in the background. I don't know. It's
Oh,
weird. Because I was like, we could do our own and then everybody else could have theirs. And we have kind of the two against each other and we see which one's which. But
sure. Oh yeah, like
oh
it's
yeah,
just
like we
like
could do it in the beginning. Everybody goes, fills this out,
oh
and then we do the tier list and then we compare it to the end. I don't know. We're just brainstorming live. That's all that's happening.
get your grades. 4 seconds left. Baby Mac is
Done.
whatever meh. He ends in meh. Nikhil Alexander
No.
Walkers. What did he do tonight?
What did he do? He was 1 of 4. He missed a few threes or a couple threes. Had a couple assists. I did think that there was moments where when he was out there, we had a little bit more spark as the point guard. I felt like it was maybe a little bit better. But this is just not enough production from somebody that we've kind of been relying on for some of our scoring in games. And we've kind of said it before. If Naz and Na aren't going to score in like huge numbers, it's going to be hard for us because we need them to be able to keep the defense honest, especially on like corner threes and threes in general, really. But I'm leaning towards Matt.
Yeah, I think he's going to be such a different, like, oh my God, in that Denver series last year, right? He just like shined so goddamn bright. And we didn't have J Mac, we didn't have Jaden. And Jaden and Na, I think, are going to be the key to this series. However, we can implement them both together and to disrupt anything that they got going. Tonight he was mad, if not miserable, but that's because we were all miserable. Like nothing should be above like um Rudy Gobert, honestly, but like I don't know. Like we can't this is kind of a nothing game now. Like we have to look past this game and into the future of like what this
Yeah.
matchup could look like. And I think he's going to be I think it's going to be amazing to see him up against KD, up against Booker, up against Beal, you know? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Naz Reid is up. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, a 4x4.
Oh.
He didn't shoot terrible. He was 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 or 2 of 5, excuse me, from 3. But again, like I just said with Na, if we don't have Na and or Nas kind of go off, they don't have to go crazy. Like we don't have to have that 30-point Nas game. But like if Na is only going to score the 5 or whatever points that he had, and Nas is only going to have 10, like that's just not enough from your 2 players that you've been relying on a ton this season. So I don't know. His stats definitely look better than he played, JJ. 100%. 100%.
Man, I have to click on so many buttons right now. It's crazy. I'm so used to just like having you do it all.
Yeah.
We got 15 seconds left to throw your votes in for Nas. It's going to be just gospel. I'm thinking I'm bordering on like D'Lo, and I hate saying that out loud, but like he's been so great. But like we can't have a miscue. We already have we are already like in Cat's tenure. We've already had as many miscues as possible, right? So like we can't double down. We can't afford many like issues like that. And
Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson, speaking of miscues.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw the timer was going down.
That's great.
Kyle, what did Kyle do tonight? It's another one of those ones where if you saw the stat line, you're probably not like, oh yeah, this is maybe kind of a normal Kyle stat line, but this felt like a very bad game to me. He was 2 of 5. At one point, the mid range was working, and then after he had made like his first 2 shots, and then after that, it was just like, oof, I do not want Kyle out there. And actually, Nick Young fan, shout out, Kyle sucked, but he was the only one who cared. Maybe I don't hate that analysis, but it sucks that our player that cares the most is Kyle Anderson, who is not an offensive player and is maybe a defensive player. He's just he's more of a leader, I guess, but I don't know. This was a bad game. I'm kind of going low on Kyle. I did Wancho.
With 8 seconds left, I have yet to see him kind of come back to form. Like we've seen it just a couple times since the All-Star break.
Mhm.
I thought we would expect more out of him and get more out of him. Hey, Conley, up on
Oh yeah.
the tier list, 80 seconds left. Get your votes in. Mike Conley in a game where, man, if he didn't have his shot, we would probably be down by 50. So
Mhm.
he hit 4 threes. I think he hit all of them until he started missing, but wow. But solid game from
Shout
him. I
out,
think
yeah, shout out Mike Conley. Like he was hitting shots when we needed him, and trying to get us back in the game. And yeah, actually, Nick Young fan, I do think that Mike cared too. Mike definitely cared at times. He was playing defense tonight,
yeah.
and I don't know. It just looked. It's just like we can't have only Mike care and and Kyle care. Those can't be the two players in your team that care if you're going to win playoff games. You got to have Ant locked in. You got to have Towns locked in. Um, oh, maybe Gobert too. I don't know. Still, even if you add Gobert to the carrying column, it's still like that's pretty low. Like you can't win games with those three players being the ones that care.
Ooh, Charlie, this is going to happen in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen has that reputation. I think he's now built a new reputation of being a shooter and like an actual NBA player. But man, I'm scared if like that comes out, and he get it happen tonight, man. Already moving on, man. This is like putting us in the fucking.
This is like, yeah, this is gonna be quick shows all the time.
Yeah, Jaden, what is the stats?
Jaden's stats. He is somewhere hiding. He's always at the top. Here we go. He's 2 of 7, 1 of 4 from 3. He had 6 points, 3 turnovers, 0 rebound night for Jaden McDaniels. Our 6'11", possibly 7-foot wing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jaden hit that 1 3, and I actually felt really confident. I felt really good. I was like, okay, maybe this is a Jaden 3 game. Maybe this is the game where we have like Jaden, Mike, just like the kind of other players that don't get the shine, and they're gonna go off. But no, that's pretty much all that Jaden did. Missed a free throw. Having 3 turnovers is crazy. But we know that he can turn it if he's forced to have the ball in his hands. Hint, hint, wink, wink, Suns. If you can force the ball into Jaden's hands, you're probably going to get a turnover. So,
wow,
it's
don't
just true.
give
I know
them our strats.
He can have the KD crossover or whatever, but like other than that, if you can stop that move, you've pretty much stopped Jaden McDaniels on offense. So,
guaranteed to be in foul trouble every game in the postseason.
Yeah. Oh, I just broke a tie, I think, when I. Oh, no.
Wow. On to Rudy Gobert. Hey, before we vote, I'm going to try something. Can you guys vote while I have it paused? No, you can't. So I can pause it. Ooh, is this going to trip people up? I don't want to make people pissed off.
Actually, so this would be perfect. What you could do in the future is we could pause it, talk about them, and then say play, and then do it.
Okay.
Maybe not have it 90 seconds then, because people wouldn't need 90 seconds if we talked about them for 3 minutes. But something like that.
Oh man, mod power. All right, talk about him.
Talk about Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, 7 of 9. This means that he has shot 17 of 19 in the last 2 games.
Math analysis.
That is hashtag analysis for you guys. Can't say you don't get analysis from me. 21 points, only 7 rebounds. I mean, it's hard to get rebounds when the other team's not missing. I should say that. But 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, a block. Did have 3 personal fouls. That's not really anything crazy. He was dominating for a section of the game where we were just getting it into Rudy. First, we were starting the stupid stuff that we all hate, where we're just forcing the Rudy over and over again, and it's just like turnover, just weird brick hands and stuff like that. But then, I can't remember if it was second quarter or third quarter where we were getting it to him, and it was just working. He was just dominating everyone, getting fouls, getting and ones. He was 7 of 9 from free throws. I actually misread that. He was 7 of 9 for both field goals and free throws. That's fantastic. I mean, he was dominating, and those 7 of 9 free throws came all in like the same like time, like his time out on the court in that one little span. So that's promising. Like you need to be able to use him some way on the offense, but playoffs might be different. They might be like, yeah, we're okay with Rudy going for like 35 and 20. But as long as Ant and Cat don't do anything, then we're good.
He's been leading our team in offense the last couple of games. Fuck no, I don't want any of that. I love the fact that he's like taking it upon himself and like he's finding the strength to like to carry this team on both ends. That's not what we want him to be, and that's like honestly, all fingers point to Cat and Ant on that, and even like the others with Jaden and Naz. To have him pop off for 15 in the third, which is awesome. It's great. It like our size matters. So, like take advantage of size when and to your other point, JJ, like what about the starters? Like Nurkic got into foul trouble. It's time to dominate. Like it doesn't matter who your opponent is. It doesn't matter who your matchup is. Sometimes it does, of course, but like right now, all we need is procure points. Like it doesn't matter how you get them, who against who. And it was great to see. Hey man, I feel like we should have started the timer on Rudy. Now
true. Yeah, we.
Damn, we're gonna learn. We're learning. I'm sorry, guys. I've press pause or press play. Vote now. Limited time only. You got 70 seconds left, and now we have to talk about Rudy Gobert for 70 more seconds.
Well, how did you think Rudy did tonight? He was 7 of 9. I'm just kidding.
Size matters. Man.
I said I was going to stop doing this. I'm bad. Immediately failed.
When did they have Thad Young? Like, when did they get him in?
When was that a thing? I don't remember it being on the team. Yeah. I was so confused when he came out.
Yeah.
I do agree. Maybe you were saying this while I was typing size matters. But with JJ's point, JJ's saying like, yeah, it was on Thad Young and Eubanks and like nobody's, which is true. But he did. So what's his face? Nurkic did foul out. Was that due to who was that due to? Who was he fouling? Was he fouling Rudy and then getting fouled out? I don't remember. Not to say that is some great feat either. I'm not saying that Nurkic is some like top tier center or something like that. But still, that's better than Eubanks. So, and if he's fouling out every one of the centers / whatever they're trying to throw at Rudy, maybe that's valuable. But as Ashwin said, I don't necessarily want this to be like our person. So, okay, he ended up as an A.
Disco Wolf says Rudy. I love it.
Rudy, Disco Wolf.
Right.
Welcome.
Maybe the player who I wanted to maybe talk about the most shows up here. With 89 seconds left, we put pause so we can talk a little bit about his stats or lack thereof. Take it away, Cameron.
3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4, only 4 3-point shot attempts, 3 of 4 from the line. He had 10 points, 5 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, 6 rebounds, another 4x4. Wow, this is surprisingly close to Naz's stats as well. Again, I'm not trying to make any weird comparisons and say like, oh, trade Cat, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But a rough game. We saw many mental mistakes, things that we have joked about for years. The behind the back pass, 3 possessions into the game, that turns into points for the Phoenix Suns. A couple offensive fouls, even if they were kind of close calls, still. That's not good. And then, just weird decision making about. It's just the same Cat always. I'm not going to get too harsh on like shot making and stuff like that because I'm sure that is tricky coming off of injury to get back into the flow of things like that. But decision making is not affected by injuries, and this is precisely what he did before injury. Last year, the year before, the year before, the year before, and the year before. And I'm not even joking. Like, I'm dead serious. These are the decisions that he has done forever. So, voting is open. People are saying, let me in.
I love it.
It's disappointing.
Boy, do I not hope that this is true, Tycoon. I hope that he is the most
I don't-
vibrant and positive person out there because, like,
think
what
he is.
you think he is?
I think he's okay. I don't think he's depressed. I think he's fine. Which is, I mean, I'm gonna say something that makes it sound like I'm hoping that he's depressed. I promise that's not the intent here. But it's just like he's so jovial right now. Of course, it's because he's coming back to the court. But like he is, it's the same thing that we hope for when like with Ant. When Ant is like super like whatever in interviews, that sucks. But when it's like I just want to take it seriously. I don't want to hear. And the other problem is that I don't want to hear words from him. I've heard words from him for so long. So 10 seconds.
I pressed pause because he's currently in Shake Milton. I gotta say, I bow down to you, chat. I bow down to you, community. That's amazing. I didn't think we'd be here so early in the live voting poll.
Also, Shake Milton's not even a tier anymore.
Oh,
It's bottoms.
it's bottoms, man. Oh man, I gotta
That's
change
okay.
that for next time.
I honestly, I sort of love Shake Milton. That is the tier, but but yes.
With 10 seconds, I'm going to hit play. Make sure you get your votes in. Only 13 of you. 13 of you. There's over 200 of you in chat right now in various forms, including one on Twitch, which I guess is us, right?
I'm not watching on Twitch today, so somebody else. If you're on Twitch, let us know.
Let us know. And join the Discord, #Discord. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and vote. With 10 seconds left, right now.
Yes.
Vote for Towns. Let's see how many we can get. Well, we got 3 more. And I did not link it on Twitter. I'll press pause here for Ant.
You posted on Twitter?
Oh, I did link it on Twitter because I posted it like, you know what I mean? And when we post our chats, you can hit like all, or you can target like interface.
Oh, I see. I see.
So I did actually post it in Twitter, maybe.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Guys, Ant stats. Cameron, lay it on us.
Yeah. Ant's stats tonight, 35 minutes. And in those 35 minutes, he was able to get off 7 shot attempts. 7. 3 of 7. 0 of 2 from 3. He was 7 of 8 from the line. He was driving a little bit more tonight and getting some calls, also arguing intensely in others. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers, another quadruple, or another 4x4. We got 4x4s everywhere tonight. Let me in. I'm ready. Oh no.
What's up, Davey J? Man,
Davey
I feel like
J.
it's been a while. Hey, we need
You've been commenting on the videos afterwards. Welcome to the live
we need
stream.
to play physical against the Suns. Jaden needs to make a leap, and we can beat the Suns.
Yeah,
yeah.
Jaden needs to make a leap.
Are we allowed to play physical versus the Suns? I feel like we always get a soft whistle versus these shooting, borderline, juggernauts or all stars.
Hopefully in the playoffs, it eases up a little bit. We can be a little bit more physical, and our defense can become the elite, even more elite than it already is. But
the timer
has started.
Yeah,
we should have some like we need to add something to the music that could. Oh yeah, but we could be like.
That was so much louder than our voices that
the thing has started.
They got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Oh, I like
this. Is going to be extremely embarrassing. This is not good. Man. Get your grades in for Anthony Edwards.
I almost feel like we didn't need to do a whole much of a show tonight. Man, my words are not coming out here tonight. But like Gerald said it in Discord and in chat several times, our stars were just awful tonight. 8 shots, 7 shots. Those are our stars. Mm-hmm. Take over this game, dominate this game. Your fate is determined by who shines brightest, and why is it Rudy Gobert? Like, shouldn't this be personal for you, Ant? And shouldn't this be personal for you, Kat? Like, man.
Also, the other thing I forgot to mention, I know the voting's ending in 5 seconds, but Ant getting mad, kind of fighting with Bradley Beal at that point, I was very excited for that, and I thought that meant we were about to see the prime Ant. And he came out with a little bit of fire after that, but then it just fizzled away, and he let Bradley Beal dominate the entire game. So that is super frustrating. I want to see even more physicality. We need more than that. So, wow, look at that.
I wouldn't have ever seen that. I don't even think we would have graded him bottoms.
I was pretty close. I was thinking bottoms tonight. He was bad tonight. Looking tentative at times when this is one of the biggest games of the season, top like 5 biggest games of the season. And it's like not that big of a deal to him, apparently. He's wearing new shoes. I thought that might inspire him to be like carrying more. It did not. I thought not wanting to play the Suns in the playoffs would be a pretty big thing, considering he's like 1-10 or 1-11 against them in his career now, or something like that. I thought there was going to be some amount of carrying, and there was not by either Ant or him. So
I skipped Leonard Miller. I skipped TJ Ward, and people still got votes in. I think that's
I did. I cheated. I got him in really quick.
Oh, that's so funny. Hey, look at me learning how to scroll on the web.
On the web. Yeah.
On the web.
Oh, no.
We got our A's.
Yep. The people we got for D-Lo and Pat Bev.
We got our Mez. Oh, that's so funny, right? And Vando.
And Walker Kessler.
There's Finch. I actually literally cannot move them. We cannot touch these players.
I love this. We don't have nobody can yell at us for the grades. You guys said Naz was a man. Actually, I probably maybe did that too accidentally. But I mean, I think I was bamboozled by the stats, because the stats really weren't that bad. But
based off of average rating, we can do it by most votes or average rating. So this is the average rating.
Interesting.
Average was A, and B for Conley, and then meh for most. I guess it didn't change much. Oh, but Cat moves up.
Cat moves up to Wancho,
and we can't have that. Nope. And we just can't have that.
I mean, seriously, Cat and Ant were like same level tonight. So if one of them's gonna be Shake, the other has to be Shake. If one of them's gonna be Wancho, the other one has to be Wancho. I don't think either one of them are Wancho, so I think it's Shake. But Solidus, do you think GM Conley breaks this team up this offseason? Define breakup, but I think breakup. I think you were actually saying it earlier in the chat, Solidus. I mean, I just think, and if Laurie and Rodriguez become owners, it seems very much like if that proposal for the payroll is accurate, and they're not going to be a second apron team, it only makes sense to trade Towns or Jaden, because the money wise, and honestly, the money wise, Jaden is what more lines up with the Mark Laurie, Alex Rodriguez timeline, or like payroll estimate or whatever. But I do think it's probably Towns. I think Towns is our most valuable trade asset, and the one that makes the most sense to trade. But yeah there's going to be. And Tycoon, you're right.
I'm going to put my blinders on for anything but this series. I don't want to talk about the second round. I don't want to talk about the third round. I don't want to talk about the finals. I don't want to hang in the banners. Hey, we obfuscated the play-in tournament. So are we playing champions this year? Man, didn't have to, right? I just don't want to talk about anything other than this matchup now. And we're gonna have some like potential content. Maybe don't guarantee or don't write that between now and when like the actual games start. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, matchups galore. We can even do like an hour on what Cat would do on defense as well as on offense. So stay tuned for any of that. Cameron, I'm excited. I want to stress, and I want to just be very bold about I don't love our chances.
Yeah.
But I think coming into the Denver series, I don't think we were playing spoilers. Like no one really had us as oh, we're going to take down Denver. It was a very fun 5-game series, but don't forget. Don't make that be your copium where we played them hard for 5 games. We got completely we were outed in 5 games, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And in the Memphis series, hey, we were the 7th seed. So we were the underdog and kind of first time in the playoffs with that group. And we showed a lot of heart, maybe even more heart than a lot of the times this season. But there were a lot of flaws. So we've overcorrected in a way in those flaws. And now we have to establish some new credentials, some new flow, some new energy to really push us over the edge against this team who we are guess just by the numbers, just by seeding, we have home court in 4 games, potentially at Target Center.
Yeah.
I'm feeling not better, but I'm feeling proud that we got to the way that we did throughout the season. We got to this point, and we have to go through any team in the West is going to be a fucking insane series. It was between the Pelicans and the Suns, so we were picking
which we've played the worst
and death,
right? Exactly.
So we were gonna.
Grady said something like it's the only 2 teams, Pelicans and the Suns, that we've lost to by 20 plus points or something. I can't remember. There was some weird stat like that, but yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, what's up, Davey? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Davey, appreciate you. Thank you, Davey.
I want to say I don't think they're going to surprise us. I don't think Phoenix has any sort of oh, wait till we release the Josh Okogie. It's just those 4 players, and can Gobert dominate the Nurkic, Eubanks, Thaddeus matchup? Because they go small and we go big. Oh, maybe we can find something. It hasn't shown itself yet, and I'm not super confident in it. But could we completely dominate the post? Can we try? Can Gobert be the way that he's shown himself in the last couple of games out of necessity in a lot of ways? Can he just completely dominate?
Yeah, it's something that could be a little bit of a learning curve too. We may lose the first game trying to do some new things, but if we learn something from that comeback game 2 and win, that's a possibility. So
we need a wall, and we got Bubble Warren.
We do have Bubble Warren. By the way, do we still have Justin Jackson? What happened to him? I know he was just was he just a 10-day contract or what? I never heard anything about anything. We did
don't have him any. Why no? We don't have him anymore. That was a time when we were Cat was almost had his injury, right? So we had Justin Jackson, and then he didn't play maybe except for random minutes here and there. And then Cat goes down. We signed TJ Warren.
Yeah.
I feel like we maybe skirted around a big wild card in this series, in this game, but also in the series. And we talk about we talk about Jaden, we talk about Cat, Gobert, the defense. And apparently, amongst the ratings and the stats and the DNA of what happened this year, is amongst league leaders as a guard in defensive rating.
Yeah.
Crazy. He has to play both sides of the ball. And, what's so funny is we don't think about Booker, Beal as defensive stalwarts, right? We think of them as mostly one-sided players. They can play big when they want to, but they are going to be playing up against Ant. And I think Ant can completely take over this matchup. If we allow it to happen, if we give him the tools to succeed, him kind of just fucking winging it is point Phoenix.
Yeah.
Cat winging it and flailing around, points Phoenix. Right? So can we make them feel like they're going to completely dominate on they don't have to fucking improvise. They just actually get to drive to the rim at ease, or we play call where Gobert sets unique screens, or Cat has a a simple pass in his like next man up. Like I wonder if there's a way that we can tap into our strengths more though than we've ever seen. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what our coaching staff and the moxie of them can like pull up and draw up. We haven't seen it a whole lot this season though, right? So we'll see what happens in the 7-game series.
It'll be interesting. 7-game series. I have not seen any confirmed dates yet. By the way, if you haven't liked the stream already, give us a like. We'd appreciate it. We're trying to get to, I don't know, maybe 50. I know it's a loss. It's hard to get.
Maybe
it's hard to get that on a loss. But let's see. I'm not seeing any bona fide like dates yet for the playoffs. But we do have some play-in games this week. Oh, we play Saturday. It's up on the NBA right now. Saturday, and then please tell me we play on Tuesday. Oh, they haven't done it yet. Or on Monday. I'm in Minnesota for possibly 2 games. Oh boy.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Well, also, you guys are gonna have to join the Discord because there are going to be tickets given away. We are going to be giving away tickets to the playoffs for potentially 2 games. We'll see how it works out. But join the Discord. Let me see if I can get a link to the Discord here. Let's do this.
Whoa.
I think my original intention was to do it during this game, but this is kind of a stinker of a game to do it, and now we don't have one. So we might have to do a lot or some kind of content here soon and see what happens. But what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just think that I want to do a little offline show with you about this matchup. I think if we can find the time, I know schedules are busy. I think I would love to do that, and if you need me to do the editing and whatever, I can potentially.
We don't need edits.
We don't need edits.
We're live every day. We never say anything weird like size matters or
overcome.
Yeah.
I am feeling not better, but I'm feeling pumped for the postseason. I think it's even if we get embarrassed, Cameron, we get to have answers.
We do. Yeah, no, exactly. This is kind of the realization that I came to when I was in my deepest sorrow during this game was what's one of the only ways to like overcome a fear or whatever? It's like tackle it head on. If we lose this series, we're going to have to come back next season and figure out how to beat them. And maybe we find something, even if it isn't like something that we can fix quickly. We'll have to find a resolution. And if we don't, that's on Finch. And then we have a bunch of different questions to have. So it pushes us in a direction. The thing that maybe, I don't know if this is my closing statements or not, but the thing that I do take a little bit of happiness, I guess, out of this game and this season and stuff like that is when we were on Twitch 3 or 4 years ago, there was a point at the end of the season where it was like, we had people locked up. Thank you, Crone. Thank you. We had people locked up in contracts for a long term. It seemed like there was no hope. We had no future. There was no moves to really be made. We weren't in the playoffs. It was like, where are we going? What are we doing? I had no, I was like on the brink of losing my fandom because it was like, we have no future. We really don't. And now, even though this is a less than ideal matchup, maybe the worst possible matchup, we have a direction to go next season, win or loss. If we lose, things are going to happen. Whether that's a Towns trade, a Jaden trade, a Finch move, something is going to happen. We're not going to be stuck in some weird area of nothing. So I'm excited regardless to have some kind of an answer or some kind of a resolution. I don't want to be known as a first round exit, but if that's what it costs to make the team better, then I guess that's what it costs. I don't know. So Anthony Giamatti, welcome back. Thank you again for the super chat. Ant needs to stop forcing threes and attack the paint. Anthony, he does. Tonight was a little bit of that, but honestly, he didn't really shoot enough to get any amount of like analysis on him. But he's said it himself, and I agree with him. He needs to have his 3 fall so that he has a little bit more of an ability to be dynamic and not have people just guess that he's going to drive. Because right now, they don't have to worry about him taking, like, settling for threes because they're just not going in, even if he's open. So, not good. It's just got the first 2 games.
You said 7 p.m.
I didn't say anything. I just said for me it shows up. Oh, that's because I favorited it. So I hope it's later.
Yeah.
420. Okay.
420.
420. Blaze it.
Nice.
Shout out Marcos. Okay. I'm trying to see. Do I have my tickets in my account? Maybe they updated it. Doubtful. They are not there yet. Yeah, it says it's to be determined for the other game, I guess. But well, that's interesting. But yes, thank you for the $2 super chat. And also thank you, Crone. I know I was talking in the middle of it. I seriously appreciate you and all the support that you've given the streams as well. Guys, you're going to want to be back for the first game on Saturday. I will be in Minnesota. So I am in Minnesota for the first 2 games. We will still be going live. It might not be as immediate after the game, but I can stream from the car if I need to, not driving, passengering. But I can stream from the car, stream from Target Center, wherever. We'll still be live. We are going to be doing a bajillion. Maybe I shouldn't say a bajillion. We will be doing giveaways. We will be doing a lot of giveaways. We've wanted to save a lot of this for then. Like I said, join that Discord. Link is in the pinned tab or pinned comment or whatever, because we are going to have some ticket giveaways there for just people in the Discord. So join up, get in there, and we'll get those tickets. Do a meetup. I can do a meetup. We can do it. I will be free. I have nothing else.
Fuck.
Group Wolves After Dark photo shoot. I don't know where. We'll figure it out. Discord. Got to get in the Discord. We got to figure out a meetup and see who's going, who's not going. So
Juicy Lucy's the Juicy Lucy squad. That's gonna be, dude. If anything, I'm gonna fucking just sit here, go live, FOMO, and you just like screen cap it and be like, "Oh, I get to live in your experience." Man,
I will.
That might be more fun than the playoff series, man. Cam, you better fucking do it.
Yeah, we will. I will definitely do a meetup. I met up with Jared last time I was in Minnesota. We took a picture. We got to get a group picture if we get a lot of us there, or just a couple, whatever it may be. But I'll meet you either at the game. If you guys are at the game, I'll meet you at the game. If you guys are somewhere else, we can meet someplace else. I'm there. I'm in Minnesota from the 19th through, or not the 19th. I'm there for the 20th through the 22nd. So I'm leaving. I'm getting there technically on the 19th and leaving on the 23rd, but not enough time on those days to do anything.
So the 20th, and then the next game would then be on Monday or Tuesday? Or if it's Tuesday, you'll miss it?
If it's Tuesday, I'll miss it. If it's Monday, I'll be there. We'll see. So.
Wow.
Anthony.
Yes. Anthony, you're too kind. You
are too kind.
Too nice to us.
Hot Tub Podcast. Yeah, Jaden needs to make more open shots consistently. It's an emphasis on the open. We understand, like, obviously he's not some like elite KD like player that can hit shots with like the hand in the face. You are going to be open. They are doubling Towns. They are doubling Ant. You're going to have opportunities to make open shots. If you can do that, we got it. Do they have all the games?
No.
Okay, I thought you were refreshing to show.
I was refreshing to see if like time was going to change or something.
I see. Yeah, I know. I want times. That's what I want to know, because I really don't want it to be an afternoon game, but I kind of feel like it's going to be.
Joel, and this is the problem with change, man. Like, I am going to fear for my goddamn life as a Wolves fan, not as my actual. I hope you're wrong, but this game is what's gonna happen. Like Wolves after a great season could lose round 1. Phoenix, we panic trade Cat for nothing. We go back to fighting for the plans. We're never gonna get the same return as Cat's going to be on the court, dude. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like the volatile, like 1 out of every 5 games, Cat's going to be remarkable, right? Mm-hmm. We want that Cat more than 1 out of 5 games, but like, what if he gets to go to another team and be like 3 out of every 5. Like that would fucking feel so
Yeah.
sad. And for like
Yep.
bulks of the season, maybe he's just a regular season giant or juggernaut. But like, when teams can't really plan for him or really like play into what he's able to do offensively, we dominate. And there are moments where he is the best player on the court, man, and it feels great.
Mhm.
I am super reluctant to trade Cat, even if we fucking get swept. But I think we're gonna have a lot of time to talk about it, and I think
We certainly are.
and thankfully to everyone, I have no power whatsoever in any of these any of these moves. If it were my way, we wouldn't have had this conversation, because I don't think Cat would have been on our team if I was GM. Straight up, I'll say that. But anyways, moving forward.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, Saturday. Do we want to do a show before Saturday? What does chat say? You guys want us to do a show before Saturday? You want us to go like live for one of the play-in games or something and talk about Wolves and watch the game or something? What do you guys want to do?
When do you leave?
I don't
You leave on Friday?
Friday night is when I leave. So
It would have to be Thursday or like Wednesday or something.
I could maybe do like Friday morning. Well, morning's kind of weird. So yeah, probably like Wednesday or Thursday. Let me look at my schedule here. I mean, I guess we could kind of move it around if I have like something like a photo shoot or something. Yeah, I,
mean,
have
what if
one
they said
Thursday
no?
night,
What if
but-
chat said no? We don't watch
Hey,
it.
if chat says no, we abide by chat. Chat hates us. That's okay.
No one would ever say no.
All-Star stream was fun. Oh man, Mark, that was very tricky. Hell yeah, but no pressure. I feel like we already vented everything we could about the Wolves
But we
Sun
can
matchup. I know.
format it, JJ.
Yes, JJ. JJ, you're coming on the show. We've got Gerald on the show before. Maybe we should get a bunch of people to join the show. Anyway, I'm just
nine people.
9 people to join the show. It'll be like a Zoom meeting, where they have like all the little tiny boxes and there's like 32 people there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, let's try it.
Yeah, we could do it. We did upgrade our StreamYard account. We could do a seminar. Oh, we could do a seminar.
Dude, it starts as
Okay.
a joke and then it becomes reality, and then it's like fucking Cope trade cat.
Yeah, now we're like corporate Wolves YouTube. Can we all just
Absolutely,
agree
Ryan.
to enjoy the Wolves being in the playoffs? Let's go. That is the thing. I was saying this before I got super sad after the Denver game. I was being very positive, and I was like, guys, we really need to appreciate what we have, because we never this is good. And then immediately I've been ridiculously bad since. But I think that is true. You are right, Ryan. We need to appreciate it some way. The gut punch really is that like we had such a good season, and now we end as the 3rd seed, even though we were the 1 seed, like literally 90% of the season. And then we play the one team that if we had to choose, we wouldn't play. So sucks. And that team was coasting all year, not playing super well at points. And now suddenly they're just like, yeah, we're going to turn it on. We're like the best team in the league right now. So look at all, Jared, you're here. I was just talking about you, Jared. That's perfect. Don't tell
Jared.
Hollis.
Fucking sick.
And yeah, if you guys are here and you have Wolves After Dark merch, we got to wear it for the picture. That would be crazy. That would be unreal, honestly.
And if not, we can Photoshop it, so don't worry about it.
We'll Photoshop it on if you don't have one. But yeah, cool.
Square up with
Cannonball.
some positivity.
Yes, square up. I think that's a great way to summarize what we just said in the last hour and a half. We could have just said that and probably called it a stream, but
Yeah.
Oh well, Squared Up's got the script. But anyways, I guess that's it for us until a little possible pregame or series stream or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, we're gonna be live. I'm gonna be in Minnesota. Maybe I'll go live from the Spoon. If it's an afternoon game, maybe I will go over to the Spoon after the game.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
well, I know we're gonna go into the playoffs, and we're gonna be very focused on the games and stuff like that. But truly, guys, we really have appreciated you all joining the streams. I mean, guys, this has changed so much since we started. Me and Ashwin some of you have been here since it started. I mean, JJ, we've got the big boy. We've had Gerald. We've had Godfrey. We've had, I mean, there's too many names to list. But we've had so many people. And then, we've had so many people supporting us this year. I mean, like Eric, you've been helping us a ton. Crone, you've been helping us. Anthony, recently, you've been doing your super chats, super appreciated. Jarvis. I mean, there's so many people to name. And it's just crazy. This isn't the end. Obviously, we're going to have more streams. We're going to have all the streams for hopefully a good series here and more series after this. But just in case it gets lost in the emotions that are to come, we really do appreciate you. So it's awesome. I mean, we're having minimum 50 people watching live, which is like when we got 50 people before, me and Ashwin would like pop bottles after the stream, like how we were like so excited to have that many people joining us. And now we get up to numbers. I mean, like we have over 200 people watching us on all the different platforms right now, which is like, I can't believe that. That's nuts.
Yeah, we're so grateful.
Yeah.
We're lucky as hell, Cameron. I'll say that much.
We are.
Yeah, we are like putting in the work by going live after games, but like like we are not doing this without you guys. Like it's incredible. We're how lucky we are to have you guys. A Max legit incredible season. Thanks for the content, legends. We're not legends. We're fucking playing wannabes.
We are.
We're no Kyle Dane Moores. We're not Britt. We're not even Doogie.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
whoa.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say thank you. I haven't seen your name before. Stay around. Like I'm so excited that you're here, and we appreciate you guys, all of you.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yes, actually, Spoon meetup location. Thoughts? I don't know. That could be a great picture. But what I was gonna say, shout out to another live stream going live tonight. The Dane Moore podcast is going live in like an hour, I think. So if you want to go over there, say like, what was this that you said? Rate it. Yes. Say built from day one. Don't say built from day one. Then nobody will know what you're talking about. Do this WAD baby or WAD fam or something.
Hollis.
Don't be mean to them.
Hollis.
Somebody say something about Hollis. That would be kind of cool. And shout out Coop. Say like Wolves After Dark says hi to Coop.
Shout out to Coop. I would love that. That would be so cool. Wolves
Make
After Dark.
Coop blush behind. Yeah. Yes. Make him blush behind the scenes.
That's it.
We're gonna say WAD day one.
WAD. Oh man.
Oh man. I would love to ask Dane if him and Jace are happy that Ant is finally a role player. Oh gosh. Coop, don't. Yeah, he's not going to highlight any of your comments, JJ. And if he does, he's going to do some. He's going to be like how he does this. Sometimes he'll go like, doom, doom, gone. Anyways, I think that's it for us today. Keep an eye out for streams possibly this week before the playoff games, and of course after the playoff games. We'll be seeing you guys. Fun season. Thank you all for joining. By the way, we're almost at 1,300 subscribers. So if you haven't liked the stream, if you haven't subscribed to the stream, I would love if we could get to that number by the playoffs. I mean, we'd literally go up by over 1,000 over the season, which is insane. So seriously, appreciate you all. I think that's it. Is it intro? Is the outro time?
Let's do it, Gerald.
Honestly,
let's destroy that show. Let's just spat it. I'm there.
I do not condone any hate.
No.
So
no hate. It's all love.
No hate. It's all love. You
Gerald.
can destroy it with love. Okay, now we're getting back to me making jokes about that C word. Anyways, no. Okay, we're gone before we get canceled. Intro as the outro. We're gonna see 56 wins. No wins don't mean anything anymore in numbers wise. Just 16. But anyways, we will see you guys later this week. Join the Discord. Look for some giveaways. Peace.
I like your accent.